Now look,
Hey.
we gonna get these niggas.
I got a little surprise for you.
What?
A little surprise.
Ooh.
You hear that voice?
I can't. Oh my goodness. No. I am shy like a baby.
Did you ever dream about me when you was in prison with?
I did. I jacked off in the shower all the time.
You did? Give me a hug.
Oh.
Give her a hug.
I got her. Oh, she smells so good. Oh, leave me alone, Adam.
C-Mac, you apologize? Now, that was some real nigga shit.
Yeah, I got her.
This situation is a clear example of not standing on business, because C-Mac was just recently speaking on all the things his ex allegedly did to him, such as having a baby with his opposition, chasing clout, taking advantage of him, and even exposing some of his personal business to the public. When someone lays out that many serious accusations and then turns around and reconciles with that same person, it creates confusion and makes people question the strength of their principles. The truth is that growth sometimes requires letting people go, especially when their actions show a pattern of disrespect or betrayal. A lot of people stay connected to toxic situations because being alone or separating from someone they're used to feels uncomfortable, even if it's the healthier decision. But there's a big difference between a simple misunderstanding and a real violation. Miscommunications can be talked through, but once someone crosses major lines, like airing out personal business, trying to embarrass you publicly, dealing with your opposition, or using you for clout, those are the kinds of things that damage trust permanently. Having a strong mind means being able to recognize who is genuinely for you and who isn't. And once someone shows you through their actions that they don't respect you, sometimes the best move is to walk away and keep it that way. Situations like this highlight the importance of having a strong mind and understanding the value of boundaries. When someone publicly speaks about being wronged, especially about serious matters like betrayal, clout chasing, dealing with opposition, or exposing personal business, and then later reconciles with that same person, it sends mixed signals not only to the public, but also to the people around them. Standing on business means that your actions line up with the principles you claim to live by. It's easy to speak on loyalty, respect, and betrayal when emotions are high, but the real test comes afterward when you decide whether to keep certain people in your life or remove them completely. In situations where someone has already violated your trust by exposing private information, disrespecting you publicly, or using your name for attention, those are usually the types of actions that permanently damage the foundation of a relationship. Miscommunications can always be worked through because they usually come from misunderstandings, poor communication, or temporary emotions. But violations are different because they show intent, and once intent has been revealed, it becomes very difficult to ignore that pattern of behavior. Another major factor that keeps people going back to situations like this is emotional familiarity. Human beings often become comfortable with what they know, even if what they know is unhealthy. Being alone, starting fresh, or building something new with someone else can feel unfamiliar and uncomfortable. So some people end up going back to the same person simply because it feels easier than moving on. However, growth rarely happens inside of comfort zones. Sometimes, separating yourself from someone who has repeatedly caused damage is the only way to protect your peace and focus on becoming better. This is especially important for someone who has a large social media presence or influence, because there are always going to be people around who want to attach themselves to that visibility for their own personal gain. That's why discernment becomes a critical skill. A person in that position has to be able to identify who is genuine, who is opportunistic, and who simply wants proximity to attention, money, or status. Having a strong mindset also means recognizing that not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay there permanently. Some people are temporary lessons rather than lifelong partners. If someone has already shown a willingness to violate your trust, expose your private life, embarrass you publicly, or disrespect things that are supposed to be off limits, like family, personal struggles, or even the memory of loved ones, then those are signs that the relationship may already be beyond repair. Forgiveness is one thing, but continuing to allow someone access to your life after they have crossed major lines is something completely different. Forgiveness can exist without reconciliation. You can forgive someone internally for your own peace of mind while still choosing to keep your distance moving forward. Ultimately, situations like this come down to discipline and self-respect. A person has to decide what standards they want to live by and stick to those standards even when emotions are involved. Once violations happen, like airing out personal business, attempting to embarrass someone publicly, trying to set someone up, speaking disrespectfully about dead relatives, or clearly using someone for clout or financial benefit, those are the moments where boundaries become necessary. Without boundaries, the same cycle tends to repeat itself over and over again. True growth happens when someone learns from those experiences, tightens their circle, and becomes more selective about who they allow close to them. In the long run, protecting your peace, reputation, and mental stability will always be more valuable than reconnecting with someone who has already shown they were willing to cross lines that should never have been crossed in the first place.